All right, coaches, welcome back to TSIA Live. Here we go. So we have our official competition announcement, okay? So we're going to go ahead and nail down exactly who's currently in the first place spot all the way down to the bottom. First, we'll start in the bottom as always. All right, I'll even put down the points on the board so everybody has an idea of where they're at out of currently 200. All right, right now there's still 40 points to be left to be had. All right, there are 40 points left. All right, so after this point, whoever takes this 40 points, that could be a whole lot of difference. All right, right now it's a very tight race. All right, so far the person that's in first place is up by 6 points. So to kind of give you an idea, 6 points really means 3 strikes. So they have had 3 more strikes than others. Okay, so it's very, very, very tight race. All right, so currently, when I say your guys' name, please come over, walk across the screen, do a hi, and walk out and call it a day. Okay, so currently right now in the bottom. Oh, real quick. One of the questions is that why is there 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11? The reason why 11 is there because it is not fair to the number 1 seed, who is the highest of them all, to have one more person than that one. All right, it is what it is. You're the number 1 seed. You get that advantage. You've done your job for the first, 2/3 of the day or 3/4 of the day, technically. You get to have a little bit of advantage. I think it's only fair. All right, so that being said, as of right now, the number 11 seed with 63 out of 100 points is Dylan Kaplan. $63 out of 200 points as of right now. Okay, where'd that go? All right, next up with 64 points is Andrew Myers. Next up, with 76 points, is Derek Vickers. Hold on, give me a second. Here. There we go. All right, sorry for the long wait there. Okay, next up, currently in 8th seed right now, with 82 out of 200 points, is Nathan Hunt. Okay, after that point with 104 points, so a little bit of a bigger jump. Okay, in 7th seed, Jaden Shackelford, 104. Next up, after that, the number 6 seed with 106 points is Carson Knight. Okay, the number 5 seed with 112 points, Jackson Buchanan. Next up, with also 112 points, all right, but he's behind due to snap time. Ooh, there needs to be a switch there. Let me make sure. Actually, flip-flop. The next guy, actually technically in 5th place, is actually Jack Yenter The reason why, he also has 112 points, but he has the slower snap time average as of right now. Snap time is the tiebreaker. So that means that fourth place is actually Jackson Buchanan.
Hey, Jackson.
Difference of Jackson Buchanan with a 7.65 average, Jack Yenter with a 7.78 average. Okay. In third place, with 114 points, Warren Flatt. Then with 115 points, Nate Learman. So that leaves with 121 points, and currently in first place is Luke Epstein. $121 out of 200 points. All right, so real quickly, coaches, I want you to understand how the competition works. Very simple. It's last man standing per bracket, which means that the entire green bracket will go, or the purple, and Luke will be the one to determine who goes first. Luke, who do you want to go first? All right, green goes first. All right, so the green gets to go first. So that means that every single one of these guys will alternate snap after snap after snap after snap. And their job is simple. They get no really like points awarded other than like, hey, if you throw 3 strikes, 4 strikes, all right, you're getting points there, for example. But outside of that, you're wanting to get it to where, hey, if I want to get 25 points, I need to outlast other guys. All right, which means that you have to then outlast anybody else where it's that last man standing. So how do you get knocked out? Is you get 3 balls and you're out. Now I got to make it very clear. A ball is a complete miss. This adheres to what we've done for the entire day. A ball is a complete miss outside of the frame that you'll see with the target behind the punter. Okay. Then you have a half ball, which means that the ball hit the border. Okay. Or it was a strike with a wobble. Okay. Now, this is a part that's a little bit different than it was earlier. If they do not do their post snap at all, it is 0 points awarded for that snap. I don't care how beautiful snap it was. I don't care if it was the competition on the line. They just threw a great ball. They threw a great ball and they didn't run downfield, so they snapped the ball and walked off the field and said, thank you very much. I did my job. All right. Or it's, hey, they snapped the ball and they chose not to block the guy and said, thank you very much, and we got to block punt. Both of those don't work. So it is required for them to do every single snap a post snap. And if they don't do it, it's a minus of all points accumulated in that snap. All right. So that being said, again, it is 3 balls. So there'll be a point in time where you hear guys that have a half ball. All right. They've got 2 strikes and a half ball, or 3 strikes and 1.5 balls, that kind of stuff. All right. So we have everything charting on our end to make sure we keep track of where they're at. That being said, they keep going. There's been competitions where there's been a guy that's thrown between one guy and another guy. They threw 9 strikes, 10 strikes, 12 strikes. I've even seen 15 strikes between 2 guys where they're battling out just to make it to the final. And it's pretty freaking amazing. Pretty amazing. They just keep battling until finally one guy just craps out and he gets his 3 balls. So it is truly last man standing. All right, so just to kind of remind all of you guys, it's very simple. If you throw 1 strike, you get 5 points. You get 10 points for throwing 2 strikes. You get 15 points for throwing 3 strikes. If you throw 4 or more strikes, you get 20 points. All right. If you are second place for your bracket, you get 25 points. However, you must at least throw 4+ strikes. Otherwise, you'll just adhere to if you threw 3 strikes or 2 strikes or 1 strike. You're not going to get rewarded when other guys get knocked out over and over again. You only throw 1 or 2 strikes. You do not, no offense, but deserve 25 points, right? Okay, so you have to at least get second place by getting 4+ strikes and you get 25 points. All right. If you win your bracket, you get 30 points. If you win the competition overall, you get the full 40 points. So that means that there's a lot of switches and shifting that can happen, as you can imagine, in the final competition. And one thing I do need to make sure I need to say, I have had 2 tiebreakers already in this competition. The tiebreaker is simple, where 2 guys had tied up in the points after the competition. We had one person that won the entire competition, but he didn't win the showcase overall, which means he tied it up, where he got 135 points or 140 points, for example, and the other guy he tied it up with was also 140 points. So that means at that point, they have to then do a snap off at the end. All right, it's where it's literally just last man standing. All right, so that being said, Luke, you said you guys are going first. You guys can start getting a few snaps in and be ready to roll. Purple, you guys stay off the side, please. You can get a couple snaps in the tunnel you've been going throughout the entire time. All right, coaches, we'll be back here shortly. This is it. This is the end. I'll see you soon.